All right, so decimal operations is kind of where we get to challenge ourselves, where we get to put that practice of order of operations into play. And we just really want to be careful about two things. Number one, our arithmetic, because if the smallest arithmetic mistake will cost us, the answer, which is why our work is really important for this. And number two, we want to pay attention to that order of operations. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division left to right, and addition and subtraction also left to right. So if I look here, I have this, and I'm looking, I have no parentheses, I have no exponents, I have this multiplication, and I have this division, which would be the next thing, and I can do that left to right. So doing that left to right, I am going to come down here, and I'm kind of going to do it away from the problem because, again, it gets very messy. So I'm going to do the 12.2 times 9.4. Again, looking at that, I have 2 to the right. So now when I go to multiply, I get 8, 4, 0, 18, 19, 10, and I get 8, 16, 14, 1, I gotta change my color, sorry, 1, and then 1, and then I'm placing my decimal here and moving it in 2, so I'm going to get 114.68 for that red 12.2 times 9.4. I'm also going to do the division, which is 1.6 divided by 0.8. I can't do a decimal on the outside, so I move it over and I pop it up. So basically I want to know how many times 8 goes into not 1 but 16, and the answer to that is 2. I bring the 16 down and I get 0. Now when I get 0 and my remainder's done, I can either put that 0 as a placeholder or just realize that 2.0 is really the same as 2. So this is 2. And now everything else, I'm going to rewrite without touching it. So I rewrote the minus 2.868 plus. So now looking at it, I have, not the highlighter like I wanted. You have this subtraction, and then you have this addition. So this is where it really becomes important. You don't want to do the addition first. You don't want that to trump the subtraction. You want to just work left to right. So we are going to start here with the subtraction. Okay, and we get, 114.68 minus 2.68. That's convenient. And remember, our decimals line up with subtraction. So we get 0, 0, 2, 1, 1. So we get 112.00, or just 112. And then it's, again, we're not touching anything else, plus 2. And then our final step is to do that addition, which is 112 plus 2, which is, 114, or 1.0. All right, for this next one, I look and I have parentheses, but there's nothing to do inside my parentheses. So the next step I'm looking at is an exponent, which really, if I'm talking about what that looks like, that's 0.5. 0.5 times 0.5. And if you look at what's to the right of the decimals, there's 2 of them. So 5 times 5 is 25. But now if I'm, placing that decimal there and moving it 2, I really get 0.25. So this is 0.25, and I'm going to rewrite everything else just as it is or was, 2.4 plus, and then minus 0.35 at the end. So again, because it's only addition and subtraction, now I want to work left to right. So I'm starting here. So 2.4 plus 0.25. Remember, addition, you line up the decimals. So I'm going to place it right down below. I can put a placeholder there, and I get 5, 6, 2. So this is 2.65. And I'm minusing or subtracting 0.35. And that's going to be my last step. So I have 2.65 minus 0.35. I get 0, 3, place my decimal, and 2. So 2.30 or 2.3. And that's my final answer. All right, so for these two, whole lot of stuff going on here. Okay. We're going to start with our parentheses. So our parentheses, there's two things in our parentheses. There's this subtraction problem, and there's this addition problem. So for the subtraction problem, I have 32.16 minus 32.02. So I'm going to get 41.00. All right, so up here I get 0.14 squared. All right, that was there. And then I'm going to put my parentheses here and get ready to place it, because I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do 2.24 plus 1.76. And I'm going to get 10, 10, 4. So I'm going to get just 4. I can drop those zeros. Now my next step would be doing my exponent, which says that I have to do 0.14 times 0.14. Looking at that, I have 4 places to the right of the decimal, and I'm going to do 4 and 4 is 16, 4 that's 5, 0, 4, 1, so I get 6, 9, 1. I place this. Now I need 4 spots. So if I start here, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have a hole there, so I actually get 0.0196. So I'm going to bring that back up, 0.0196, and I'm dividing that by 4, and that is going to be my final step here. So I'm going to bring that down, and I'm going to divide the 0.0196 by 4. And if I'm doing that, I bring my decimal straight up. I can start right from the get-go because there's no decimal here. 4 doesn't go into 0. It doesn't go into 1. It does go into 19. So I do need zeros here and here because I have the decimal already. They're important placeholders. So 4 goes into 19 4 times. I would get 16. I would subtract that and get 3. I'd bring down the 6 to get 36, and 9 goes into 36 9 times. So 0.0196 divided by 4 is going to be 0.0049. And this is an example where you wouldn't want to round, you wouldn't want to stop, because you do get an answer. It just takes 4 decimals to do it. All right, so for this final one, I have no parentheses. I mean, I literally have parentheses, but on the inside, I don't have anything to do. So I have that exponent, and I have that exponent that I have to do. So for this 0.6 to the third, I have 0.6 times 0.6, which again, looking at how many are to the right, that's 2. 6 times 6 is 36. I place that decimal, and it's 0.36. But now I have to take 0.36 and multiply it by 0.6 because I had that to the third power. So looking at that how many to the right rule, it's gone from 2 to 3. And I need to multiply. So I get 36, 18, 21, and I'm moving it 3 spots in. So this is, I should have done it in red, 0.216, and then we're going to add to it the 2.4 times 2.4. And again, looking at how many are to the right, that's 2, excuse me. And I get 4 times 4 is 16, 9, 0, 8, 4. So I get 6, 576. And again, I'm moving it in twice. So I get 5.76. And then I want to write everything else. And I want to see what I have to do next. I'm done with my exponents. I have addition 3 times, and I have division. Multiplication and division comes next. So I have to go in the middle here and do this division. Okay, and basically I'm coming down here, and I'm saying 18.6 divided 3.05. I can't have that decimal on the outside, so I move it in 2. And what does that do to me on the inside there? I have to put a placeholder, and now I need to work on doing this with 305 being such a big number. Again, I would kind of, I know there's not a ton of room down here, but like 305, 610, 915, 1220, 1525, 1830, 2135, 2440, 2745, and then my next guess would be the 3050. So if I'm looking into 305 into 1860, that's right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1830. I subtract. I get 30 left. I put a 0, bring it down. I actually can't go into 300, so I would add in another. I'd put the placeholder of 0 because I couldn't go into it there. I would have to add another 0 to get 3,000, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is 2745. I subtract it. 9, 9, 10. It's going to be 5, 5, 2, 255. And again, you could add another 0. That's going to be 8. So if I add another 0, I get 2440, because I have to add, I'm running out of room, guys, sorry, but here I get 0, 1, 1, so I get 110. I add another 0, that's 1, 2, 3. Gives me 9, 15. I've almost completely run out of space for this one. And ultimately, this one's not a very pretty one. So, you know, to be honest, I would not give you one like this where it keeps on going and going. So, let's just pretend for the sake of this that it ended here. Okay. at 6.0983. And I'm adding the 4.8, I'm adding the 2.16 and the 5.76. Because again, this one's not going to end. And when I do that, I'm just going to write it vertically. Again, with my decimals lining up. So I have 0.216, 5.76, 6.0983, and 4.8. Placing all my placeholders, I need 4 digits after each of them. And then I'm adding. So 3, 14, 17, 15, 17, 18, 10, 15, 16. So I get 16.8743. Again, I would not give you one where when you divide, it doesn't end, it doesn't terminate. That's a different number that we're actually going to look at the next one. So I will see you there.